Hello, hello, and welcome. This is Beverly Fells Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness, coming to you today on this really cold February afternoon. Uh, it is 24 degrees outside, and I'm in Texas, just north of Dallas, which during this time of year is usually starting to warm up, and our last frost date would be coming up shortly, but this is really unusually cold weather. But welcome to my show. I am an author, speaker, seminar leader, hypnotist, mommy, Mimi, gardener, sewer, cooker. Oh, all those kind of titles that I love to use, just like you have tons and tons and tons of titles of who you are. And welcome. If you're a subscriber, thank you for being here. If you aren't, please subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button, y'all, so that Google can share this information with others. So this is the third of a series that is talking about meditation. This was initiated, well, I've been teaching it for a while. There's quite a few videos in the library there that talks about meditation and getting your mind to a certain space. But this was initiated by the Betterup Day of Inner Work. And last week I talked about using meditation to solve problems. This week we're going to talk about meditation in a minute. Well, yes, you can meditate as quickly as in a minute. What happens when you go into a true meditative state is that your body relaxes, your muscles in your legs and your arms and your chest and your stomach and your shoulders and your neck and your face and your scalp, they all totally relax. It has been noted that CEOs or presidents or people who run successful companies have the capability of dipping into meditative state very quickly and easily when they need a question answered. They do it naturally. Some of them have been studying meditation for quite some time, but it is a natural state. Actually, you dip into a meditative state when you find yourself daydreaming, because you at that moment are relaxed, and in an alternate universe when you're daydreaming, you really have no, what do I want to say, knowledge, or you really aren't paying attention to where you are or what you're doing or the things around you. You are in your head. You are daydreaming about whatever it is that you would love to do or you have done. And at that moment, your mind, your brain has relaxed. So just a little bit about how your brain works. There are multiple brain waves. There are fast ones and there are slow ones. And when you're in a meditative state, you have slowed down your brain waves. They can be found on an EEG. Just like an EKG for your heart, it sees how fast your heart is going, how your heart is moving, and how activated it is, you know. Well, your brain waves are slow or fast. When you come into this world, when you are born, your brain waves are very slow. This is called the delta wave. And that's why babies sleep so much, because in the delta state, you are sleeping, you are, let's say, when you say you slept like a log, you dipped into the delta state. Theta is a little bit faster, and this is more like when you are dreaming and you've got rapid eye movement and so on. You're there. Alpha, you are hit that every day just before you fall asleep and just before you wake up in the morning and multiple times during the day. Beta is right now, my brain is moving because you need to be in that state when you're talking, when your eyes are open, when you are engaging, doing math. And then there's one called gamma. And if you have ever experienced the time when you thought you were moving in slow motion, that is when your brain has been moving super fast and you are seeing things at a rapid pace. That's a short lesson on your brain waves. Well, when you are meditating, you want to get to the alpha state. And mostly when I train people or they take my classes, I train them how to get into the theta state. But today I want to teach you how to get there easily and effortlessly when you think you don't have any time, or you think that you have no time to go do a meditation. I think I talked about in the first part of this of doing a meditative state when you went to the restroom and you went to relax, and you could take a moment to do that then. I know that sounds gross. Yeah, well, anyhow. But let's talk about that. And if you're in a position that you are sitting, you're not driving, but you're just sitting, or you were eating, or you were doing something else, what I'm going to ask you to do right now is just to stop doing anything else that you're doing, as long as you're not driving a car or dealing with machinery. Do this a little later. But I want you to sit still. Put both feet on the floor. And even better if you're barefoot, but that's okay. Both feet on the floor. I want you to put your hands on your thighs. Okay? Hands on your thighs. Now I'm going to be silent for 30 seconds. I'm waiting for the timer to get to a point where I can just do 30 seconds. I want you to feel what 30 seconds is. And while you're in that 30 seconds, I want you to breathe in and out very deeply now. Okay, that was 30 seconds. Now, what were you thinking about? Were you concentrating on the breathing? Or were you thinking about, well, I'm just sitting here and I'm hearing the music in the background, but what am I doing? That's 30 seconds. But within that 30 seconds, if you just deeply breathe, if you were just breathing in and out, paying attention to your breath, you were relaxing your body at that time. Now just think about being able to do that twice as long. But I'm going to give you something that's going to keep your thought process moving forward. Now on our phones, we have the timer. We have the alarm. But also in our phones, we have the capability of setting a timer. And so when you're training yourself to do meditation in a minute, or meditation in 3 minutes, or meditation in 5 minutes, I want you to set the timer. So if you just want to learn how to do it in a minute, I want you to set the timer to 1 minute and 2 seconds. I say 2 seconds because you've got to hit the button to start the timer and put down the phone, right? And when you do that, I want you to not only concentrate on your breathing, but I want you to start counting from 25 to 1. And when you're counting from 25 to 1, you're going to do 25 and a deep breath in and out, 24, a deep breath in and out, 23, and so on. Now, before you might not get to 1 in that minute, but it will teach you concentration, it will teach you relaxation in that time frame. And that is the initial piece of learning how to meditate and get into the meditative state quickly. There's one other thing that I want you to do when you're doing this. As your eyes are closed, I want you to raise them up looking at not your eyelashes, your eyebrows, as though looking at your eyebrows. So that's about a 20-degree angle up. And you're saying, but Beth, why you want me to do that? It triggers your brain to slow down. Number one, your eyes are closed, so you don't need the beta, the faster brain wave. Your eyes angled at approximately a 20-degree angle tells the brain to slow down even more and work to get into the alpha. Okay, so let me go over this one more time. You sit, you relax with your feet on the floor, your hands on your lap. You set your timer to 1 minute, maybe 3 seconds. You set your timer for that, and then you hit the timer, set the phone down, and you start counting from 25 to 1 with your eyes angled up. Now, when you first start to do this, you may lose count. Yes, you may lose count. If you lose count, you start all over from 25 to 1. When the timer goes off at the end of the 1 minute, you can go off and do something else. But you've learned, your body will learn what that 1 minute is. Eventually, as you see that you have time, you can up it to 3 minutes, to 5 minutes, to 10 minutes. When you up and up, you're not going to, once you master 25 to 1 without losing count, you go to 50 to 1 without losing count, and so on. And it's not as easy as it sounds, but it's going to teach you concentration. Okay, that's it for today, part 3. We got more in this series coming up, but start practicing that for the next week. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe, share this to others who you think might be able to use this. And this is Beverly Fells Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness. As you have believed, let it be done to you, and it is so, and I will see you in the next video.